And we are live. Welcome, welcome everyone. We have an awesome Q&A live in store for you. So appreciate you taking your time out of your day to join us today as we break down a deal and kind of talk about what it's like to be a part of the communities that are surrounding PACE. So whether that's sub 2, top tier TC, or Gator, we're all working together here. And Mandy is going to be asking some awesome questions to Kyle today about a recent deal that he was able to close. And then we'll kind of leave it up to you to ask any question that you might have for either one of them. So if you are so brave and you do want to ask a question, we ask that you pop that in the chat in the comment section below, and we will pop that question up to the live to get it answered. So thank you so much. Mandy, go ahead and take it away.
Thanks, Alex. Hello, Kyle. Happy to be here with you today. I don't know how we haven't met yet.
Me neither. Great to be here, though.
Yeah, what part of the country are you in?
I'm in Idaho.
Oh, fantastic. And I like that you're looks like you're in a car.
I'm in my truck. I know. I'm still on the W-2 grind, but I'm getting closer to being off of that, hopefully.
So what's the W-2?
So I'm a physical therapist. We do home health. So travel to people's homes and treat them when they can't drive.
I love that. Well,
Yeah.
especially because you're mobile, so you can get out and actually find some deals and talk to people about kind of intermingle both W-2 and the real estate hobby.
It's the best type of job with the flexibility. You're absolutely right for a W-2. So it's been a blessing.
Yeah, especially getting to talk to people.
Oh, yeah.
I'm actually in an RV right now in Florida, so we're both doing the real estate thing right now.
On the run. I like it.
Yeah. So I did not read any of the deal that we're going to be talking about because I kind of like to be just as surprised as the audience. So you can give us the highlight, and then we'll go from there.
Yeah. Do you guys want me to just start with the numbers or go into how I did it, or what do you think?
Let's talk about the deal. So
Okay.
what it was, how you found it,
Cool.
where it came from, and then we'll break into the numbers after we
I like it.
understand the foundation.
Yeah. So this is a 9-unit property. It was an old hotel that was a big eyesore and difficult for the small town that I bought it in. I found the deal actually through Zillow. I filtered Zillow for sale by owner because I wanted to get my face and self in front of an actual owner instead of a real estate agent, and instead of playing the middleman game. So was able to meet with the owner and seller, and it was a big property that I honestly didn't probably have the funds to take down. But after talking with her on the spot, she said, "Hey, jump in your car. I'll take you to my other property off market," and the rest is history. So pretty cool.
Wow.
Yeah.
Is this your first deal?
This is my first creative deal. I have a triplex that I house hacked in 2020, and that's what got me into real estate, and I went into that not knowing anything really. And then this is the first deal that, because I was in sub 2, Pace Morby's, um all the free information he puts out, this was the first deal that I felt comfortable because of him going after.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
That's a monster of a deal too. It's not
Yeah,
like
nine
you just went
units.
in with a small $100,000. Well, I say small, $100,000, still very big, but you didn't go in and start with a one unit thing. And just for the people watching, I wanted to talk about what house hacking is. Like that's exactly how I got started too, which I didn't know that I was house hacking because back then it wasn't as popular. I guess it was popular. It didn't have the name.
Yeah.
But it really lays the foundation. But if you
Man,
want to tell everybody what house hacking is.
yeah, absolutely. And I'll tell your listeners too, I had to collateralize my house hack, and we can get into the what that means and how I did that. But I don't believe I could have taken down the 9-unit commercial property without the house hack. So the house hack was crucial. All it is you getting into either a duplex up to a 4-unit multifamily real estate property and you're living in one unit and fixing it up and kind of being the landlord and everything at once. So I didn't have very much money. There's a lot of people, I think, in that same circumstance. You can put a really low down, get a really low down FHA mortgage, and you can get into real estate. So it was tough. I didn't really want to live there. It wasn't a really fancy, nice place, but put the sacrifices and the work in, and now that cash flow is great for me and has a bunch of equity in that as well. So it's a
100%. So
blessing.
short-term sacrifice for long-term gain.
Yes, yeah, it was an eyesore and a lot of work. So, and I think that's the best way for most people to get in, honestly, if they can. It's probably tougher these days, but
Yeah, some sweat
yeah,
equity.
yes, ma'am.
So I bought my house just because I wanted to buy one, and it was 4 bedrooms, and I was a single person by myself and just didn't want to live alone. So I rented out 3 rooms. They were paying more than my mortgage, so we made double payments on my mortgage and then doubled the equity. And then we were able to pull out a home equity line of credit to buy our first flip. So similar situation, like snowballing there. And I'm like, it's a great way to get in.
Yeah.
Don Miller wants to know what part of Idaho you are in, or what part of Idaho, and where is the deal?
Yeah, Don, I live in Caldwell, Idaho, outside of Boise, and the deal is in Homedale, Idaho, little town, 15 minutes from Caldwell.
That's super great. So let's
Yeah.
talk about the numbers of this. They took you to another property and you were able to talk direct. What was it listed for? How did you negotiate it? The terms?
Yeah. So the property was obviously off market, but I think she was trying to push for 700K purchase price. We did finally agree to negotiate down to 650. The caveat of it is they actually had most of the product already purchased. Every unit was gutted, so all eight out of the 9 were gutted. The ninth unit is technically it's off of the main structure. It used to be where the property manager stayed, but we converted that. That's a 2-bed 2-bath. Anyways, all the material was already in there, which was awesome, but it's obviously I still had a bunch of cost on the back end to finish them with the labor. So we negotiated down to 650, 650K purchase price, 6.5% interest rate, 5-year balloon, 30-year AM, and 50K down cash out of my pocket. The 6.5, that was actually lower interest rate than what the commercial banks were doing at the time too. So she was really awesome. She was super savvy. She's done a ton of seller carry deals, and she started with nothing, and super successful agent, or excuse me, real estate broker slash investor in the area. Just really cool random circumstance where I could meet up with her and get the deal done.
That is awesome. It's nice to watch, to see people. You said she started with nothing, and look where she's at now, like completely understanding she's carrying the seller carry back and financing it to other people. So it's really cool to watch them.
It was incredible. Yeah, a little extra context. She initially wanted me to go through her commercial lender that's been doing a lot of her strategy. Is what she'll do is she'll collateralize her paid off commercial properties for the down payment for the next property, so she never has to bring any really cash out of her pocket. So she has a relationship with this commercial bank, and she said, well, why don't you go to them and see if you can collateralize the triplex. And I was just so tired of all the red tape and all the stuff that banks do, and then sat her down and just said, hey, let's just have you be the bank. And she loved it. And
You still there?
Sorry, guys. Can you hear me now?
Yep, we see you. I see you, at least.
I'm not hearing you on your end. Darn it. Is that any better? No audio?
I hear you.
There we go. I'm sorry. Your audio is out. Apologies. I don't know where I cut out at right there.
She wanted you to use her bank.
Her bank, yeah. So Yeah, sat down and said, "How about you be the bank?" She got burned very badly on a seller carry, I think 5 years prior, so she was very hesitant. But just like Pace does, make them comfortable, tell them who you are, don't be sketchy, and put the numbers out there. Be confident, know your stuff, and she now gets passive income for the next 5 years or whenever I cash out, and it worked out great.
Yeah, it's definitely a relationship game. People like doing business with people they like, and it's so
Dude,
much more fun than doing stuff alone.
it really is, and she had tons of benefits. I mean, her big thing was she had a huge tax liability, and so if I pay her out a $650, excuse me, 650K cash out, she's getting crushed by taxes. So I solved her problem, which was the tax liability, and it was a win for both of us. So
And those are the best deals when
the
everybody
best
comes out
deals.
ahead. So Jose says congratulations, and he was asking what the key is that helped you close that deal, but I think you kind of just answered it right before the question, with the tax burden and liability and taking that off. But was there anything else you want to add to that?
Yeah, I think for Jose, it's you have to bring some type of, it has to be a win for obviously the seller, but and me as well. But I think you have to solve a problem for him, and I solved the problem for her, and then the back end making them. It's a little bit of a risk with the seller carry, right? So you just kind of have to convince them that you know uh, there's still benefits of the seller carry, and then she got protected with the collateralized triplex. So yeah, setting myself up prior to the deal with the triplex helped a lot as well.
Absolutely. Um, so Manuel is asking where you came up with the $50,000 down, and I also want to add an additional question on that I was curious about. Um, your construction funds too, because I know you had to
All
do a
right.
lot of rehab and things, and then you were
Yep.
obviously carrying the note.
Yep.
So where did all of that money come from for financing, down payment, etc.?
Yeah, plus a little bit of holding costs too, because obviously we're renovating, and you know, and those notes come due. Good questions. I Most of the cash that I saved up was from living for free in my triplex for about a year. So when you live for free and you work a bunch of overtime, that pads the bank pretty quick. So I had about probably right about 100K saved up, um, just from my W two, my W-2 job. So worked a lot, and then yeah, living for free helped. And what also helped is I bought a family home for me and my wife, and then that cash flow that comes off of the triplex plus the overtime work adds up pretty quick, and then you have that cash to sit back on and get the deal done.
Absolutely. Well,
Yeah.
I'm sure there's a lot of people in this community watching us right now that are saying, "Hey, I have money that I can lend to you. Let me help
Yeah.
finance some of that." So people reach out to Kyle and see if you guys can help finance some of these. Sounds like
100%.
opportunity.
Yeah.
Um, so what is your plan? Are you planning to get your money out of that, or are you going to wait till your 5-year balloon?
Yeah, man, I'd love to cash out refi. I talked to the same bank that the gal I bought from. They like the fact that I know her and I'm building a relationship with them. They they'd love to do the cash out refi. I think it's just where the rates are at, and we're still trying to get the NOI up a little bit. We started off with lower rents just to get these things filled and build a reputation in the community that this is no longer a sketchy apartment complex. I mean, we bought it from owners that weren't very good owners. So yeah, we're getting rents up and seeing what rates do, and we're probably looking at I don't know, I think they were saying a million one, or 1,050,000 valuation. So you can do the math there. You do have maybe 150K that I can pull out, and that's the idea. Like, let's cash out refi, pull that out, buy the next deal. So that's the goal.
Absolutely. So you're going to be in this with no money after
Yeah,
you get this up and running. That's amazing.
100%. And then yeah, you have the lifetime of cash flow and the equity. I mean, is there any other asset class that you can do that? I don't know one.
Right. I know. Real estate is definitely where the
Incredible.
money's made. Sometimes people want instant gratification, but if you're willing to wait, just like you said, the pay down in 10 years, it's
Oh,
life changing. And 10
it
years goes
really
really
is.
fast.
Yeah, I mean, you can sit there and try to put 10% a year in your 401k and maybe enjoy your life at what 65 or whatever, but the real estate will accelerate that like crazy. And my cash flow alone from that deal is 3 grand a month. That's pure cash flow. How many hundreds of thousands do you need in the bank for a safe return of 3 grand a month? I think it's like seven. It's probably about $1 million actually for a 3% withdrawal rate
Right.
cash. So yeah, you do that math and you're like, how long would it take to save $1 million in cash versus I did this in 8 months? So
What a
it's
great investment. I am so excited for this one.
yeah, no, I appreciate that. It's been awesome. A lot of work though.
Yeah.
It was not easy.
So when you started, did you they were all gutted? Did you go in and just do
Yep.
all the electrical, then all that, or did you start with one unit so you could get that one up and running, stabilized, and get some income coming in while you worked on unit 2, then unit 3?
Great question. Yeah, we took down the units that needed the least work, exactly like you said. So we did units 1 through 4, got those rented out as soon as we could to offset the note that I was paying the seller, and then after that, just kind of chipped away. Finding contractors and people to show up and dealing with plumbing issues, and there was so many things learned in that realm that I will have a lifetime of experience now of dealing with that. I mean, it's all sorts of stuff. I don't know if you've done anything like that, Mandy, but it's like
All the things.
limited lessons learned.
I love that you said that too, because everyone that we've done hundreds of flips and none of them are the same. Your risk tolerance goes up. You're just not surprised because something new happens at every single one. And you're like, man, I thought I'd seen it all at this point, but
I
here's
know.
another lesson.
Yeah, that is for sure. And I'll have many more lessons. I'm a young man,
Yes,
so I will run into many more.
I know. The outlook is fantastic though, because a lot of people would look at that and be like, I'm not ever doing this again. This was awful. But if you can sit back and say, oh, I learned that. Maybe I can do this time, or make sure to check out this. And then it just
Absolutely.
prepares you for the next step.
Absolutely.
Speaking of, what is the next step? I know you're still in this one, but
Man,
what's your
you
goals? Where are we going?
what a great question. Yeah. So currently my I've deferred I've deferred a lot of value adds and maintenance on my triplex. So I'm really stabilizing that right now. I'm putting in a good amount of cap expenditures into that. And then after I stabilize that and I've got both of them throwing off decent cash flow, I'd like to stay in commercial multifamily. I want to talk to the city. I have a really good relationship with the city now, so I kind of want to sit down with the mayor and say, hey, I'm a proven real estate investor that's local and wants to help you guys because the police have been happy. They don't have to patrol this place anymore. It's not an eyesore. So I want to do that again for them in some type of realm. Can I do a new build and they have a plot somewhere that's just been sitting there that I can come in and I've got the proof of concept. I like that idea, and I'd have to raise some capital for that, which I would love to get in that realm as well. But yeah, another commercial multifamily, something in the area that's local and continue to build relationships with savvy folks out here.
I love that. So I know in Jacksonville they have an affordable housing department, and they do acquire a bunch of vacant lots,
Oh,
and you can go to them and you can lease the lot. So the one I'm looking at is like $30. It's about an acre, and it
incredible.
is right next to some of my other properties. So you lease the lot, and then they give you grants and credits to build in affordable housing also. So it's like a win-win. You're kind of getting free land, although, and I know there's a lot of grants and things out there. So great opportunities. And working with
Incredible.
the city, they'll just start feeding you deals too. And then obviously everybody that's listening can start funneling you deals or
100%.
opportunities your way too.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, I'll have to DM you about the details of that. That's good, especially those state grants or federal grants. That's incredible.
Absolutely. Yeah. So how would anybody send deals to you? Do you want them to send through Facebook? If people are in Idaho and have some things that you might be
Yeah,
interested in?
yeah. Facebook is great. you know, if there's folks with capital but don't have the knowledge base or the connections, maybe that I could help out with on that end, maybe even sitting down. So yeah, just DM me on Facebook, and we can either get together or get a strategy together and feed me anything commercial multifamily at this point. I'd like to grow in that realm. I think that the duplexes, the triplexes, the fourplexes are great, but I think putting something at scale is something that I can really do. So that's the next plan. Yeah.
And are you going to be at Squad Up? It's about a week
Squad.
today. Squad Up in Dallas.
And that's in Dallas. Gosh, my pregnant wife, I don't think I can get out there for Squad Up Dallas. Maybe when the kiddo comes, and then hit the next one. But
congratulations.
I appreciate that. Yeah, a lot of things happening.
That's so great.
Appreciate that.
Absolutely love it. Never a dull moment. That's all great things.
That's exactly right. Exactly right.
Yeah. Well, we'll send you some love from Dallas. It's going to be off the chain.
Good. Yeah, great community we got here, isn't it? It's good people.
I know. So you're sub 2?
Sub 2, subject 2. Yes, ma'am.
Whoop.
Represent.
Yeah, we love the representation of the community out here for sure.
Yeah. Awesome.
Yeah, Travis was asking about you being in Jacksonville, Mandy. So if you, Travis, want to reach out to Mandy, I do believe that you are in Jacksonville, correct?
Yes. Yep.
And then there was another person in the chat that was asking about the land deals that you were talking about. I know that was kind of a buzzword there.
Was it that I mentioned land deals?
Yes. Yeah.
I don't know exactly what I mentioned on that one, but if it was for the affordable housing.
Yes, exactly.
So I own 4 acres that have 8 houses on them, and the city owned like one little parcel in between my 8 little houses. So we've been working with the city on trying to acquire that. And I finally got in contact with them, and they said they had transferred that lot to the affordable housing department, and the affordable housing department does not sell them. So I've been working with them, and I guess the way that it operates is they will lease you the land. They told me $30 a year, I believe, which I asked her to repeat 2 or 3 times because that blew my mind. So we would get like a 30-year lease or whatever it is, and then we would build the house on there as long as it qualified for affordable housing. So it had to rent under a certain threshold. All of my other rentals within that street met with that threshold. So we're working with them right now, and just kind of giving them our design, our ideas that match the other areas there, and then moving forward. So I know that our city does that. I would assume that all cities do that, especially because affordable housing is becoming more and more and more important and relevant. So just reach out to your local counties. They'll point you in the right directions on what you need to do. And yeah, grant money's everywhere. It's a secret gem. There's so much money hidden in all these pillows, and they have to spend it. So we might as well be taking advantage of that and helping pour it into projects and things that are helping things more affordable for tenants and renters.
Yeah, so important to be giving back to communities, especially your own community. And that's why I was really loving hearing Kyle talk about how he just wanted to make his own community a better place to be. So that was so beautiful. I know Pace talks a lot about like how sometimes the best place for people to invest is in their own backyard. So really excellent example of that, Kyle. It was super cool to hear that. And talking about like if you're nervous about getting started, I know sometimes people feel like there's like not a right time to start as an investor, but like Pace always says, you have to buy real estate and wait, not the other way around. The market is always changing, and there's a lot of things that you can be taking advantage of. You just have to connect with the right people, and being a part of the sub 2 community, you're going to be connecting with the elite. So yeah.
I heard a good one today, and they said, everyone always says, I wish I would have done this when I was younger. And you're the youngest you're going to be today. So what are you waiting for? Because you're not getting younger tomorrow.
Absolutely. Yeah, and speaking of being so young, Kyle, congratulations on your soon-to-be child.
Yeah, I know. It's our first one, so we got to get going
Wow.
here. It's good.
Life
Yeah.
changing.
Yeah, super exciting. No, and really quick to speak on the community improvement. It makes you feel good too, because I had a lot of tenants where these are probably class B minus, C plus. It's a super huge need. These people, these older widows or gals that I get emails from that say, "Hey, I couldn't afford Caldwell or Boise or whatever, and we came out here and you provided this little one bed, one bath that worked perfect for me, but it's affordable." And it's a win-win. So it's like we're providing a service for them. We're not greedy landlords that are just trying to make people destitute and all this stuff. It's another reason to love real estate for me, at least. So
Absolutely. Providing a nice quality house for people too. It's
100%.
so rewarding.
Yep.
Absolutely. Love to hear it. Love to hear it. Well, everybody that is here watching right now, if you are a part of either top tier TC, the Gator community, or the sub 2 community, and you have a deal that you've recently closed that you would like to talk about, like Kyle has today, feel free to email Taya Goodwin at TAYA at pacemorby.com. You can also find her on Facebook at Taya Goodwin, so that you have an opportunity to share the joy, share the love that you're spreading in your community, like Kyle is. And we'd absolutely love to hear from you. I do lastly want to just make a note that Mandy and Kyle are here today with us, spending their hard earned time out of the kindness of their hearts. So be sure to reach out to them after this if you want to sync up on any deals in Idaho or in Jacksonville. They're your leaders there. So feel free to do that. And I hope everybody has a wonderful rest of their Thursday. Are there any last thoughts that you want to leave us with, Mandy and Kyle?
I'm looking forward to seeing everybody in Dallas next week.
Yeah, I'll be there.
I can't wait.
I would just say what Pace says. You got to jump into it. You're not going to know everything, but what are you going to do? Just sit there and study videos all day? It's like, jump in there, man. Make it happen. Especially when you're young, you can lose money and make mistakes. I've lost money and other investments and this and that. I think it's worth it to go get it and at least give it a try. So
you're paying for the education. You didn't lose money.
Amen. Yeah, that's right. That's right.
It's tuition.
You're rich in knowledge.
That's right. That's right. Awesome, guys. Okay.
All right. Great talking to you guys.
Yeah. Take care. Okay.